you are living proof from the fact that you have endured. When I need advice, I'll be real with you. Like everybody here, everybody who's listening to this, like being vulnerable, right? With other people is tough. And I think there's some reasonable reasons why. One is like you don't want to be a burden to somebody else. Number two is like you don't want to be that person who always just like emotionally dumps on others. Like that's not good. And at the same time, like if you're going through hard stuff, especially if it's related to other people, people don't forget the hard thing that you're dealing with somebody else. And so you might end up getting out of that and forgiving the person or whatever, but the person you tell will always remember it. And sometimes it's difficult. So like, let's say you have an issue with your spouse. Who do you tell, right? Do you want to tell your homies? I don't know. That feels like a little bit of a breach of kind of like the marriage, the marital covenant. You're not going to tell your employees, right? You don't want to tell your family because then they're going to see your husband or your wife differently. So who do you tell? Because you could tell a therapist, but maybe you don't want to do therapy because you don't like it. Who do you tell? Who do you get advice from? And so I'll give you who I think about this. And, unfortunately, the more status you accrue, the more valuable dirt on you is. If you're going through a hard time, the more people will want to gain that information to use it to their own advantage. And so it actually makes it even lonelier. I use Solomon frame as my way of getting the therapy that I think is helpful. The reason I call it Solomon is because there's a thing called the Solomon paradox, which is there's a human tendency to be better at offering wise advice to others than it is to apply that same wisdom to our own situation, our own lives. They call it the Solomon paradox because Solomon was this big wise guy, but his life was a bit of a mess. It's almost like Merlin could see the future for everyone except for himself. The way that I use this is I think I want to imagine talking to my 85-year-old incredibly wise self, or at least wiser than I am now. And I ask him what he thinks I should do.